The lake house is too crowded with your brother's kids, Mom texted. Stay home this year, I agreed easily. They didn't know I'd bought the property next door and was building my dream home with the inheritance my grandmother left me in secret, but it's just going to be too crowded this year. Emma, your brother's kids need space to play, and you know how small lake house is? My mom's text glowed on my phone screen, the familiar mix of exclusion and excuses making my stomach clench. Maybe next summer. I glanced out my office window at the construction site next door to my family's cherished lake house, where workers were laying the foundation for what would become my own waterfront dream home. A small smile played on my lips as I texted my response, "No problem, Mom, enjoy your summer." My name is Emma Sullivan, and at 34 I'd spent my entire life being the family afterthought, the quiet one, the responsible one, the one who would always be counted on to understand when she wasn't wanted. While my younger brother Marcus and his wife Olivia paraded their perfect family around like a circus act, I was the single career woman who wouldn't appreciate family gatherings anyway. What they didn't know was that 6 months ago my grandmother, Eleanor, had left me a secret inheritance, one that would change everything. "Are you sure about this?" Emma, Gran had asked during our last private lunch together, sliding an envelope across the table. "The lakefront property next to your parents' house. It's yours if you want it." I never told them I bought it 30 years ago. Been paying the taxes quietly ever since. I'd stared at her confused. "But why keep it a secret?" Gran's eyes had twinkled with mischief. "Because I saw how they treated you, dear, how they always push you aside for Marcus. I wanted you to have something that was just yours, something they couldn't take away or diminish." Now watching the construction crew work, I remembered every summer spent at that lake house, every time I was told to give up my room for Marcus's family, every holiday I was asked to stay home because space was tight. The property Gran left me was twice the size of my parents' lot with better views and private beach access. My phone buzzed again, another text from Mom. "I knew you'd understand, honey. Marcus's twins need the extra bedroom this year, and Olivia's expecting again. We have to make space for the nursery." I set my phone down without responding and walked out to meet with Carlo, my architect. "How's everything progressing?" I asked, surveying the site perfectly on schedule. "Miss Sullivan, the foundation will be done next week, and then we start on the frame. By midsummer, you'll have the most beautiful house on the lake." I smiled, imagining my family's faces when they realized what was happening. They'd been so wrapped up in Marcus's life that they hadn't even noticed the construction next door. Mom and Dad barely spent time at the lake house outside of summer anyway, and Marcus was too busy with his perfect life in the city to pay attention that evening. As I sat on my temporary rental property's deck overlooking the lake, my phone rang. It was Marcus. "Hey, sis. Mom told me you're skipping the lake house this summer. You sure?" The twins have been asking about their aunt, Emma, the guilt trip classic. "Marcus, I'm sure," I reply calmly. "I've got some projects to focus on this summer." "You work too hard. You should really try to have some fun. Sometimes start a family of your own." I watched a construction truck pull up to my lot delivering materials for tomorrow. "Oh, don't worry about me. Marcus, I'm building something special, whatever you say, sis. Hey, since you're not using your room this summer, mind if we store the twins' toys there? Olivia's bringing basically their entire playroom." "Go ahead," I said. My smile growing wider. "Use whatever you need." After hanging up, I walked down to the edge of my property and looked at my parents' lake house next door. The warm dock needed repairs. The paint was fading, and the garden hadn't been tended in years. They'd been so busy accommodating Marcus and his family that they let the place fall into disrepair. My house would be different, modern but timeless, with huge windows to capture the sunset, a wraparound deck for entertaining, and a private dock that would make their old wooden one look like driftwood. The plans included 5 bedrooms, each with its own bathroom, no more fighting over shower time or being told to wait until Marcus's family was done. As darkness fell over the lake, I thought about Gran and her secret gift. She'd known exactly what I needed, not just property, but the chance to build something of my home right next to the place I'd always been told I didn't quite fit. My phone lit up with one final text from Mom. "Sent you some pictures of the twins playing in your old room. They're making it their special space. Hope you don't mind." I didn't respond. Instead, I opened my laptop and reviewed the plans for my house's great room. With its 20-foot ceiling and wall of windows facing the lake, it would be visible from every window of my parents' house. Sometimes the best response to being excluded is to build something bigger than they could ever imagine, and I was just getting stuck. Started 2 months into construction, my dream home was taking shape. The frame was up, the walls were going in, and the massive windows I specially ordered were being installed from my rental's deck. I could hear the occasional gasps and whispers from people walking by admiring what was quickly becoming the most impressive house on the lake. Surprisingly, my family remained oblivious. Mom sent daily updates about Marcus's twins and Olivia's pregnancy, complete with photos of them making memories in the lake house, in my old room, on my favorite reading spot by the window, at the weathered picnic table where I'd spent countless summers being told to make space for others. Then one sunny afternoon, everything changed. I was meeting with the interior designer when I heard my mother's unmistakable voice floating across the property line. "Who would build such an enormous house here? It's completely overshadowing our Emma." I turned to find my mom frozen at the edge of my property, her mouth hanging open as she took in the sight of me standing amid construction plans and material samples. Hi, Mom. I said, calmly, beautiful day, isn't it? What? What are you doing here? She stammered, looking between me and the partially completed house building my home. I replied simply, Ran left me the property your grandmother, but she never. Mom's face paled as understanding dawned. She owned this lot all this time, for 30 years. I confirmed, watching her process this information. She left it to me in her will, along with enough to build exactly what I wanted before Mom could respond. Marcus's wife, Olivia, appeared, holding hands with the twins Patricia. What's taking so, oh my God? Her eyes widened as she took in the scale of my house. Is this why you didn't come to the lake this summer?